Welcome to the fourth episode of our series Unprofitable to Profitable Trader. I took four trades last week, broke my eight trade losing streak. We are going to review the last four trades that we took and talk about what are the lessons and what are the changes that I made. So let's get into it. So, the first trade that I took, as you all can see here, from my journal. This was a trade that I took on 6th of July. Of course, I was looking to short. There was a lot of corrective price action. If you go and look at it, we had this London low marked out, and I was just looking to short. But as we can see, we took the London low first, and then we reacted. After we took the London low, we went up and we took the high. And I was looking to short. We had this 3 minute inversion out of there. I entered the trade, and as you all can see, we just hit our stop loss. I should have waited a bit more to see some extra sweeps of the highs. As we can see ahead in the later in the day, we didn't have any entries presented by the market. It ideally should have been a no trade day. This was the only entry that the market provided. Just because we took the London low, the trade kind of invalidated itself. Ideally, that was the low that I was going to target. I will just show you this was my execution from my MetaTrader, and let's get into the second trade. The second trade, of course, was the targets that I took on 8th of July. I've already recorded that trade live. So if you want to go and look into the detailed explanation of this, you all can go and see my live trading video, which I recorded on 8th of July. We had already taken out a lot of liquidity on SPX and on Nasdaq. We were in a bearish 4-hour imbalance, and everything was just aligning too well for the shorts. I waited and waited. We didn't get an entry for a long time, and finally when we got the entry, I executed on it and we hit RTP. This was the execution of the trade. So the next two trades were taken on 9th of July, and one was stop loss and another one was a TP. Usually risk one total of 1% in a day, and this one was around 0.6%. And the next trade I took, I tried to keep my loss around 0.4 to 0.5% so that I don't lose more than 1% in a day. So I will explain you what was going on this day. So this is a 1 minute chart. We had this great accumulation and we manipulated as soon as the market opened at 9:30. We tapped into a 15-minute imbalance right over here, and we started this bullish reaction to the upside. What was I looking for at the start of the day was we have this accumulation, we manipulate on either side of the market, and we can just get a trade immediately. So what actually happened, we got the manipulation to the downside. As soon as we manipulated to the downside, I was looking for longs. We tapped into the 15 minute. We had a really fast reaction and we didn't get any entry. As soon as the market went up into the 4-hour area, now this highlighted area is an imbalance created on the 4-hour. I don't take trades directly out of the 4-hour when the 4-hour tries to inverse the first 1 minute or the 3 minute imbalance, because it usually traps a lot of the times before giving the entry. And as you can see, I waited for it to trap a lot of traders who took an early short, and after they were trapped, there was this move which inversed an imbalance right over here, and I entered. As soon as I entered, you all can see that the market just tapped into the 5 minute area, which I have marked right over here. And at that point of time, ideally, that was the break even point. Like, I should have taken a break even right over there. I wanted this trade to have a little bit more space. But as you all can see, we just ripped up to our SL, and I had to take a $60 loss in this trade. I had the same bias over the second trade that we took. Our first trade was right here. This is a 3 minute chart, so the chart might look a bit different. We had this move to the upside. Now we have the same bias, we have the same 4-hour imbalance, and I was just waiting for some structure to form. While I was looking at the market, there was 1 minute imbalances, there were 2 minute imbalances, and there was this 3 minute imbalance, and we also had a 5 minute imbalance. So all of the time frames had imbalance, and we have to look for the highest time frame inversion, which is the 5 minute. So the markets were having a really hard time to inverse the 5 minute imbalance. And as you all can see, suddenly there was this huge move to the downside. This candle, this particular candle inversed. There were two 1 minute imbalances. Both of the 1 minute imbalances There were 2 minute imbalances. This particular candle inversed 2 minutes as well. The 3 minute was inversed as well, and the 5 minute was still holding. So while I was looking at the charts, I saw the 1 minute, 2 minute, and the 3 minute getting inversed, and the 5 minute candle hasn't closed yet. So ideally, we should be waiting for the 5 minute to close. There was 1 minute remaining on the 5 minute candle, and we just had this push to the downside. I waited for, I think, 20 more seconds and I entered the trade. I had to take the discretionary entry here because we inversed all of the time frames, and the 5 minute candle 2 was 40 seconds away from getting inversed, and we already had a deep move to the downside. And as you all can see, the market didn't wait. It actually gave the move in the next 30-35 seconds. We already were deep into this area, and as soon as the 3 minute candle closed, we already had our target set. So this was like a 2 or 3 minute trade in total. So I can just show you my executions right here. This was the first loss that I took, and this was the profit. 4 trades that I wanted to show. I recorded one live. I took 2 profits and 2 losses. And how does my PNL look at the end of the week? So this is how it looks like. I had 2 losses and 2 profits. So this was a 1% loss, and I took the $60 loss that I showed you guys. And net, I ended my week at break even, but I consider it as a win. Reason being, I followed all of my rules, I followed my process, and that is more important than profits. So since we are done with the review of our trades, I wanted to talk about what did I learn from this week, because I was on an 8 trade losing streak. So the first thing that I learned from this losing streak was I would buy an account, I would start trading on it, I would take a few losses, and then when I'm down like 3, 4, or 5% on the account, I would just consider that account blown, and I would go ahead, take massive risks of 2, 3% on a single trade, try to make it all back, and I would go on a tilt and lose the account. Then I would buy another account and repeat the same mistake again. And because of this mistake, I actually had a lot of losses and a lot of these losing streaks. I remember at the start of this losing streak, I lost 3% in a single day. It was a Monday, and I don't remember the trades exactly. I have it journaled. But I just took massive risk. For some reason, I was just too confident in the trade. I just took like 1.5% risk on my first entry, and then it hit my SL. I took another entry in the same trade, same idea, and lost it again. And I lost 3% in a single day. And I implemented this rule, which is 1% maximum loss in a single day. And that has actually helped me so much, because I'm not losing more than 1%. I have to stop trading as soon as I hit the 1% mark. So I can take 2 trades of 0.5% if I want to, or 1 trade of 1%. That is up to me, depending upon the day and the price action or how it looks. The second thing is actually a question I started to ask myself before entering a trade. The question is pasted here on my wall on a sticky note, and it says, would I be mad at myself if I took the trade and lost? That answers each and every single question about the trade. Because if you are going to be mad after you took a loss, it is probably because you are doing something wrong in that trade, or there is something that you don't like about the trade and you are still taking it. And that is one of the most powerful questions. I saw this in a video by PB Trading, and he talked about this in a video, that this is the most powerful question. And I was just thinking about it, and I had to implement it in my trading. I had to start asking this question before entering every single trade, and I think that helped me immensely to choose my trades, because it just filter out the bad trades. So yeah, these were the 2 things that I started to implement. I hope you liked the trade breakdown, the journal review, and the 2 improvements that I have made during this losing streak. This losing streak taught me a lot, and this losing streak actually told me to start documenting my journey on YouTube because it is so tough that I think there has to be someone to show you the real side of unprofitable trading, because everyone on YouTube is actually profitable. They have made it and they have not shown this part or this side of trading, which is actually the brutal side. Yeah, so this will be it for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.